Please rise for a moment of silence and pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
First District, David Ham.
Present.
Second District, Gloria Slade.
Present.
Third District, Charlie Brown. Fourth District, Pete Lindemoter.
Present.
Fifth District, Christine Seer.
Here.
Sixth District, Ted Bilski.
Here.
Seventh District, Randy Niemeyer.
Present.
Okay, the minutes.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to accept the minutes of August 8th of this year and place on file.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any comments? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-1 absent. Awards and resolutions. Honoring John Dahl. Is his family here? Oh, who's going to present that? I mean, I could.
Sure.
Give us 1 minute, please. How about those bears?
Oh, my.
Oh, the Cubs are doing well. My Cubbies are doing real well.
Jets have no luck.
Oh, okay.
I didn't finish because theirs could get worse.
I would. I would.
I don't know what they do. We're trying to find the plaque.
No, it must be.
Yes, suspend rules and then 2 readings on
Yeah,
it.
that's what it is.
Oh, here, oh no, here they come.
Yeah. Good.
Did anybody else want the honor or can I?
You can
Go
go.
ahead.
Madam Chairman, I take a motion approving resolution number 23-51. This is a resolution honoring John Dole.
Second.
For the record, resolution number 2351, whereas John Dole served as an attorney for the Lake County Board of Commissioners from 1982 until his passing, his contributions to the people of Lake County and Lake County government are immeasurable. Whereas John also served as a member of the Northwest Indiana Regional Development Authority, tasked with monitoring on behalf of the governor the implementation of transit development districts near current and further South Shore line stations in Lake County. And whereas John Dole commanded the respect of all who knew him for his dedication, integrity, and hard work, he was an outstanding civic and community leader, recognizing as such by all who worked with him. And whereas John demonstrated in his life and his relations with fellow human beings the highest ideas of personal commitment to God and to the betterment of mankind. And whereas the citizens of Lake County have been deeply saddened by the death of John Dole. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the Lake County Council hereby recognizes and memorializes the passing of our very dear friend, John Dole. A copy of this resolution shall be spread on the official records of the Lake County Council, and an official copy be delivered to the family of John Dole. Duly adopted by the Lake County Council this, the 12th day of September, 2023, signed by council persons Dave Ham, Randy Niemeyer, Pete Lindermall, Gloria Slay, myself, Ted Bilski, Charlie Brown, and our acting president, Christine Sid. So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone have any?
I do, Madam Chair. As soon as they take a picture, we don't want to stop. the
Okay,
picture.
go ahead. I'm gonna take a picture. Take it off.
Thank you.
All right, Councilman Lee?
Okay, morning, everyone. My name, of course, is in front of me. I hope it's the right one. Gloria Slay. I first met John in 1966. We were on what was called an elite training program for inland steel. Neither one of at that time were attorneys. John was in the steel division. I came out of corporate headquarters. And we were the only two people that didn't come from an Ivy League school. We both were local. We became friends, I guess, because he was out of East Chicago and I was out of Gary. And that friendship lasted, I would assume, I guess, to the date he passed. We would talk on a lot of occasions about ordinances and things that were going on in the county. Twice I was an assistant county attorney. The first time, John was, his wife just told me, he was over with Serenetta Lampkins. I was, of course, here in this building. And later on, he became, I guess, the commissioner's attorney. And at that point, I worked under John. And I do agree, John was extremely intelligent. Very much so. He certainly understood the rules. At one point, they may not have realized that he was called the fourth commissioner. It was looked like if John said it, that's what they did, and, which was sort of cute. And basically, I missed him. I will miss him. I was not aware of his passing until, of course, after he did so. He was a good friend, and certainly he really knew ordinance. He's a person I respected. We would talk a lot. And finally, at one point, I actually worked here for him. I guess, Rose is here too. So I used to come in and John and I just got along. He was a terrific guy. So thank you. And I'm sorry, Sharon, for your loss.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I think we all have awesome things to say, John. It's impacted all of our lives a lot, but I'd like to ask Rose and something about her. If you guys have something to say or comment on.
She's like, no.
I know how you like to be center
Yeah.
stage, Rose. Come on now. Don't be shy.
Okay, so I mean, I had to work. I'm just somebody, I guess when I think about the government center, I mean, I'm 50 years old. I mean, I've been coming here all my life. I was coming up and hanging out in his office. My son would come up and Rose and my dad would babysit him when he was in preschool. His first major was, he actually went to school for econ. And then didn't go back to be a lawyer until later in life, but I was already young when he became a lawyer. And what I said in the celebration of life is that literally like everybody knew him. I mean, I have a picture of him on my desk at work, and one of my coworkers is like, "Oh, that's my dad." She's like, "Oh my God, it's fantastic." And people, it's just been amazing, the number of people that have reached out to our family, the cards, the gifts. It's a huge loss. Yes, the house has been, let's just say, very quiet.
Yeah.
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 But thank you.
Yeah.
He published a letter like behind the scenes. Do you remember that, Ray? Tom, you were,
Yeah.
you guys, and then it was circle around.
Oh,
No
there
one
it
knew
is.
who was writing it. And I mean, you needed a thesaurus almost. I did. I'm not as educated as some of the folks up here. I was like, it was hard for me to read. It was Latin terms and, you know, all these legal stuff, but it was brilliantly written and just it really called out a lot of things going on in government. It was I give him hats off for that. And he finally came clean and let everybody know it was him. And the rumor, everybody was trying to figure out who it was that was writing it. And so it was emailing out to everybody and no one could figure it out, but we all had thoughts it might have been.
Anyone else?
I'd like to say something. Before I first came here, that class was in the planning commission. When I first came here, was not mentioned on that plaque, was before John became the commission's attorney. He was the Lake County Planning Commission attorney when I first came here, and then he became the commission's attorney. And the thing I loved the most about John was a lot of times I rubbed people the wrong way, especially elected officials. And even when I rubbed this commission the wrong way, he defended us and he had to bring all the time. People ask me why I lasted for so long. John Bowen.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, John was very special to me. His door was always open. Rose knows that. He even gave me the code to the door entry. That's how often I was in his office. I could tell him anything and he kept things confidential. He was my advisor. You know, he was the one that nominated me for the national award for the writing of the 911. He helped me tremendously on that publication. Yeah, he was a friend and I miss him very much. One other skill that John had was polishing my boots. He said it was a stress releaser for him and he was very good at it. So I would bring my winter boots here for him to polish often. My condolences to you and your family. All right, thank you. Yes, Larry.
I worked with John had the pleasure of working and honor working with John for about 30 years. And he helped on quite a few issues. And when the county was in trouble with the Red Book, 2 or 3 council members
Yes.
remember his help putting together the Red Book for us. And we'll miss him. I'll miss him terribly. And I was his agronomist, so personal agronomist. So, and also just about the last time I saw him here, he gave me a paper. He said, "Here, you can have this." And it was when John was on the East Chicago, Washington basketball team, varsity basketball team, and he was 6'3" forward and averaged 21.4 points per game in his senior year. All of the 21 games he scored in double digits, 12 games, 20 points or more, 4 games, 30, and his highest was 40 points. I thought I'd relay that to everyone here too. I think he'd be glad to make that known.
Yeah, and he supported the Hall of Fame for,
Yes, he did.
yes, continuously.
And my condolences again to the family. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we now move on to acknowledgements.
Madam Chair, I got one more. I'd like to make a motion, if I
Oh.
could, please, for resolution 23-52. Madam Chair, I make a motion in this form of this resolution declaring October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I so move.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any comments? Keep getting those breasts examined, men and women. All right, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, one more time on acknowledgements, briefly, if I could, please. Just an announcement, Jason Godey, our Director for the Veterans Affairs, we're going to be putting together a resolution. I think most everyone up here received the email about his accomplishments on the Operation Combat Bike Save. It's a local veteran nonprofit and their peers. And Jason created a self-assessment for veteran suicide watch and prevention. And I think it's a very important thing that where he's going through. So Ray and Tom are going to put together a resolution for us, and we'll address it next month. But we'll have some other folks here from the VA, but I think it's very important that, you know, we let everyone know that the work Jason's doing and how important it is, and it's the potential of saving lives. So
Yes, yes, very good. And I'm sure he'll appreciate the resolution, so we'll have more to say on that in October. I have a couple acknowledgements here for one of our very own. Mayor Jerome Prince will bestow upon Gloria Slay the key to the city, and he will do that prior to his State of the City address. Congratulations. And in addition, Councilman Lay will also receive the annual Golden Hoosier Award, the highest award bestowed upon a senior citizen by the state of Indiana in recognition of helping fellow Hoosiers and bettering their communities. So congratulations. Do you have anything to say in speech?
No, except I will be here on September the 26th. And I'm not going to be able to go downstate. I've notified them of that. As far as the key to the city, the key doesn't open anything, but I'm very proud of that award. I've received the SAG Award from Oakham. I received the Distinguished Hoosier from O'Bannon. This award, I call it the Senior Citizen Award, so 99% of the people not even eligible to be nominated. But I appreciate them all, and I certainly, the mayor asked me after the state awards what I thought about the key to the city. This will be the only award I've ever received locally, and would be the key to the city, and I'm going to enjoy it. He's going to do it around 11 o'clock, but if you come 11 o'clock, you got to buy food. And since he was unclear, and I do work directly for the mayor, I work out of the office of the mayor, so I have to be somewhat careful. I don't think he'll terminate me, but he waited to the last moment to say you had to pay for the food. So tell you what, if anybody want to come, I'll buy a table. I forgot what the table cost, but if you tell me today, I can get one for Thursday. I'm not sure the level of the food, but in the past hasn't been that good. I'm not talking about the one Mayor Prince is doing. It's not been that good, but certainly I will pay for a table. And she's going up and say she's welcome to attend too.
Very generous of you. But no, it does say you served over 50 years on several boards in the city. That's.
Yeah, I've been practicing law since 1974. I believe Ray has practiced a couple of months or more longer than I have.
October 1st, 1974.
Yeah, that's. I didn't graduate.
I
graduated in December 20th, 1974, after 2.5 years between Valparaiso and Notre Dame. Probably made a mistake not going to Harvard, but I didn't go. So Ray, I tend to honor because he has been practicing longer. He came from Valparaiso, right? Law school.
Probably 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, right. You should have graduated around June. Well, he encouraged me for about an hour and a half to do something I think this council wants to do. So we're going to make it work. It has to do with Scott. But beyond that, it's been very interesting. I've also been in politics 50 years. I was the head of Dozier Allen's team in 1971. I was Richard Hatch's, Mayor Hatch's youngest appointee into federal programs. That was in 68. So been an interesting walk. And the reason I said walk, I no longer run. I walk. And I've enjoyed myself on this council. People don't think I do, but I really do. This council is very interesting. I mean, you have some from Niemeyer to Bilski, you have some very interesting people on this council.
I guess we're the rooks, huh?
So dead.
Turn it over.
It will.
Congratulations again. All right, moving on. Lake County Recorder.
I assume I'm gonna handle this, Mr. Brown.
I can't follow that.
Yeah, comic relief.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
I don't have anything funny to say. That was very good. I'm just here for asking approval, please, on my signed affidavit for the perpetuation fund. Thank you.
There's approximately $4 million in this account, and the money comes from fees that is collected by the recorder's office. Regina was kind enough to tell me that the other day. I didn't know. And so I believe it is something we should pass. And the ordinance granting the recorder's request to use money from the recorder's record perpetual fund to supplement the recorder's 2024 budget. And like I said, it's up to $4 million. So I would request that the council approve this ordinance on first reading.
There's a motion.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I request that we suspend the rules for the purpose of passing this ordinance on second and final reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend with the rules. All, roll call, please.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
Wait, that's just the suspension of the rules. We have to, now he's gonna make a motion to
Yeah, yeah.
approve it on second reading.
Apologize.
Almost there.
Don't take it for granted.
I move for granting the recorder's request to use monies from the recorder's record perpetual fund to supplement the recorder's 2024 budget. I would request that we approve the second reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve on second reading, granting the recorder's request to use monies from the recorder's record perpetuation fund. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Drainage Board,
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to make a motion to approve an appropriation for Drainage Improvement Fund 1790, 64530 Kankakee River Construction, $216,623.50.
motion's been made and seconded. Discussion?
Anything, Bill? No, sir.
All right. Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Niemeyer?
Madam Chair, we have Data Processing Agency 9301. I'd like to make a motion to approve an appropriation from the Gambling Admission Tax Fund 1196 to 63995 other services and charges for $270,000. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilman Linda Mulder?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion for the Criminal Division Defender 9002, an appropriation from the Supplemental Public Defender Fund 1405. Other professional services 63190 in the amount of $180,000.
Can I hear a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Councilman Ham.
Madam Chair, I move for approval, creating a new line item in Department 4003 from the County General Fund for 62230 clothing.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Slay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I move for approval of a transfer of the County General Fund from 63190 other professional services in the amount of $1,500 to 62230 clothing in the same amount.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the transfer. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion, opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Out of here.
I know. I want to stop.
All right, Councilman Lee.
Oh.
Sheriff 8001, A, create a new line item, Sheriff's Sale Program and Service Fund 4289 64490, other equipment.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to create new line item. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Appropriate Sheriff Sales Program and Service Fund 6289
4.
64490, other equipment, $500,000.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded for an appropriation in the Sheriff's Salves Program. Discussion?
Discussion, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Will this be something that gets hung up in the commissioner's office with a purchase like this?
No, red shirt, it's a sole source, the piece of equipment is unique. And it will follow for purchasing policies that the county has set, the commission has set up, that it shouldn't fall.
Famous last words.
We are always prepared for them as well.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Grant application and grant approval, Grant Oversight Committee, U.S. Department of Justice, Office of Justice Programs, Bureau of Justice Assistant, FY 2022, State Criminal Alien Assistance Program, SCAAP.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Grant application. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
2020 Justice Assistant Grant, JAG-8009. Transfer Justice Assistant Grant Fund 8262 from 63995, other services and charges $30,234 to 62410, other supplies $7,413, 64490, other equipment $22,821.
Second.
Motion's been made.
$22,821.
Motion's been made and seconded for a transfer in the JAG grant fund. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Do you want me to continue?
Please do, sir.
Okay. Jail 8002, transfer public safety, or GAGIT, non-reverting funds 4010 from 63610, building and structures, $619,881.50 to 64490, other equipment, $619,881.50.
Motion's been made and seconded for a transfer in the CAGIT fund.
That's it.
Discussion.
Quick discussion, just for the record, this is for the surveillance upgrade for the jail, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
And is this the total cost or there will be additional costs?
This is the
As-
total cost.
This is total, this,
Yes,
But
okay,
just for the first floor, correct?
just for the
First,
first.
phase, which includes the first floor, the basement, and outside perimeter.
Is this something that received multiple quotes or bids or?
It was one bid. This is an RFP that's gone out for the past 3 years. But this was the only year that we were able to get a bid, being that we broke it down in phases that we could actually afford.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion pass, opposed? Motion passes 6-1 absent.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion amending the ordinance adopting the Lake County Plan Commission's Unified Development Ordinance, ordinance number 2560, and repealing and rescinding the unincorporated Lake County zoning ordinance and Lake County subdivision ordinance regulations number 1670, effective October 1st, 2023, ordinance number 1484A.
Second.
Just those two.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion?
I'd like to hear, Madam Chair, what Ned has to say.
The Plan Commission recommended approval of this. I'll say the same thing I said at the study session. The Plan Commission recommended approval of this by a vote of 6-3. I wrote a staff summary regarding the unfavorable recommendation. I was hoping that the Plan Commission would pass to you based on 5 or 6 criteria. If you'd like me to go over them, I will really quickly, but I don't know if it's necessary or not. It depends on what you like.
Could you please, for my benefit?
You know, I wrote a brief summary of them all rather than read the entire thing. I just said the proposed amendment confuses the definitions used by NERC for funding in urban areas with our local definition that concern planning and development in rural areas. As you know, unincorporated Lake County is mainly rural. There are no urban areas that are really focused on needing the definitions from NERC. Changing the required right-of-ways on highways that are not under control of the county could cause an unsafe situation, especially for the property that was previously dedicated where improvements were made under the current provision of 120 feet. I believe the request was to reduce it to 100 feet. But we have a lot of developments that were based on 120. I said eliminating shoulder and ditch improvements on minor subdivisions after requiring them for over 60 years doesn't seem reasonable, especially for commercial or industrial properties. And then the summary goes on to say there's no reason to change the slope of roadside ditches to 3-1 because that's the current requirement in our UDO. And then I finally summarized it by saying I don't think we need to change anything in the new UDO before it becomes effective until there are problems or issues that present themselves. We spent over $250,000 of taxpayer money on consultants and attorneys in developing our comprehensive plan and new ordinance over the past 7 years.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I need help with the procedural Tom. In the event this either gets passed or it gets declined, what's the process? It goes back to the planning commission? Can you elaborate?
If the amendment is passed, it amends the ordinance. If the amendment is not passed, if it's rejected or amended, it goes back to the plan commission for a 45-day review. And then if the plan commission approves the amendment or fails to act within 45 days, the statute says that the ordinance stands as passed by the legislative body as of the date of the filing of the commission's report. If it goes back to the plan commission and they disapprove the council's, like if you reject it and they disapprove that rejection, then it comes back to the council and the council would then have to either accept their rejection of our rejection, or they would have to, we could reject the rejection and then it would be done.
Gotcha.
So that's really clear, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, clear as mud. Let me ask a question. Are they absolutely required to get it back to us in the 45 days?
Yes.
They must do it within.
Because the statute says if they don't get it back to us within 45 days,
Right.
or they don't take action, The ordinance stands as passed by the legislative body as of the date of the filing of the commission's report of approval with the legislative body at the end of the 45-day period.
So so make sure I'm clear on this. So we send it back if it's rejected, because if it's approved, it's approved. If it's rejected, it goes back to the plan commission they have 45 days to respond.
Yeah, and we have to give an explanation as to why it's rejected.
Which, yes, we have to give an explanation, same way Randy had to give an explanation to send it to them back the first time. So they can approve our recommendations or make any other recommendations and then it comes back to this body. They can reject it, our reasonings for rejecting it, and then it comes back to this body. And then we take another vote on it.
If they approve our rejection, in other words.
Right, and the recommendation,
Then it's just done.
it's just
It
done.
takes effect as.
Oh, it takes effect is when they pass it.
Within 45 days of no action.
Okay, all right. Okay,
I love this.
yeah, any other discussion?
Clearly, the plan commission can't amend it since it originated at the council, correct? All they can do is take one of those actions that
They
you.
can either take no action or reject it.
Okay.
Discussion, Madam Chair.
Yes.
So what's at the crux of this issue is what was discussed at Plan Commission about the policy of the county in essentially taking property from people when they subdivide land. And while these aren't frequent occurrences, it still has an undue burden on property owners who have worked and paid for their property. And in order to adjust that right-of-way requirement, it was necessary to look at ditch slopes, which County Engineer Alverson had checked off on the 2-to-1 as adequate. And then it was also necessary to look at definitions of roads to make sure that we didn't have roads that didn't match the definitions as related to right-of-way dedication. So that's why it seems like there's some confusion here, but the Plan Commission voted 6-3 in favor of this recommended amendment. And while I respect Mr. Kovacevic's summary of it, I respectfully disagree with it. So it's in front of you today as a favorable recommendation.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, I wanna say something on this because I recall when this first came in front of us, you had made an amendment to it. And I remember that amendment being like a paragraph or something. And when I'm looking at this, I see several other things. So I know that I missed a meeting. I wasn't here in attendance at a meeting when you voted. I don't know, did it come back from the Plan Commission then, or was it on second reading?
No, the UDO passed. And at the next meeting, a motion was made to have the Plan Commission amend the ordinance for the two issues, the right-of-way and the naming of the streets. The defining of the streets.
Anyways.
That's.
I wish I would have been at that meeting because what I wanted to do at that meeting was suggest that, because I had a lot of questions about your amendments and how it affected folks. And I wanted to suggest that it be placed in a committee so that I could get more of an understanding, because it's not my expertise. This is not my expertise by any means. And of course, that did not occur, and I did not have a voice on this because I would have voted no at that time because I didn't have an understanding, and I don't like voting for something that I don't have an understanding of. And to this day, I still do not have an understanding. I mean, I wish we could sit down so it could be fully explained to me. I do see the Plan Commission is 6-3. Okay, yeah, I mean, I would even, entertain a motion to defer it. I don't know what the timeline is on that, if it were
I can tell
deferred.
you. Let me just read everybody the statute. On receiving or initiating the proposal, the commission has 60 days to hold a public hearing, which is what they did. The commission shall then vote on the proposal not later than 60 days after the commission holds that public hearing, and then within 10 days, the commission certifies its proposal to the Lake County Council. The Lake County Council shall then vote on that proposal within 90 days after the Plan Commission certifies the proposal under section 605 of this chapter. So Ned, do you know the date of certification? I don't remember.
Was it that would have been their plan when they voted on it?
It would have,
We sent it
Right.
over like the next.
Oh,
day,
okay.
Tuesday, if it was,
Okay.
late May.
Yes, that would have been like August 17th or something,
Somewhere around
I'd have to look
August.
at the.
17th, 18th, somewhere in there.
I think everything was done pretty correct.
So far it's been less than 30 days.
then it says, this section applies if the proposal receives a favorable recommendation from the Plan Commission. So it got a favorable recommendation, the amendment did.
Mhm.
At the first regular meeting of the legislative body after the proposal is certified under section 605, or at any subsequent meeting within 90 days. The Lake County Council I'm adding in Lake County Council, it says legislative body, may adopt, reject, or amend the proposal. So those are the three options that you have today: adopt, reject, or amend. The legislative body shall give notice, which we do because it's in our agenda, of its intention to consider the proposal at that meeting. If the legislative body adopts the proposal as certified, it takes effect as other ordinances of the legislative body. If the legislative body fails to act within 90 days, it takes effect as it's proposed from the Plan Commission. So if there's no action, the amendment becomes the new ordinance. If the legislative body rejects or amends the proposal, it gets returned to the Plan Commission for its consideration with a written statement of the reasons for the rejection or the amendment. The Plan Commission then has 45 days in which to consider the rejection or amendment and report back to the County Council as follows. If the Plan Commission approves the amendment or fails to act within 45 days, the ordinance stands as passed by the legislative body as of the date of the filing of the Commission's report of approval with the legislative body. So in other words, it would be the UDO that was originally passed, not the amendment. If the Commission disapproves the rejection or amendment, the action of the legislative body on the original rejection stands only if it's confirmed by another vote of the County Council within 45 days after the Commission certifies its disapproval. So in that scenario, if it goes back to the Commission and it's 6-3 again, and they say, no, we reject your rejection, then it comes back to us, and at that point, to the council. And at that point, the council has to either reaffirm their vote to reject it, or it becomes the rule. The amendment becomes the rule.
I'm sure that's clear to everybody.
Yeah, I get
I
it.
didn't write these statutes, but I can read them.
So today it's we either pass this as is, or we make an amendment and send it back to the Plan Commission. That's the action that can be taken today.
Yes, that is.
Okay.
Or you reject, right?
We adopt it,
Reject
or
it.
we could just say,
If you okay, you have a
Right,
choice.
three
You either
choices.
approve it,
mhm,
you amend it, or you reject it. And if you send a rejection, or an amendment, the rejection or the amendment has to say, hey, here's why the legislative body didn't vote yes on this. And then the Plan Commission can look at those reasons and say, oh yeah, you're right. Or they could say, oh no, you're wrong. And then it still comes back to us at that point, as long as they did it within 45 days.
We meet next week from tomorrow, so whatever you do today, if it comes to the Plan Commission, we'll bring it to them immediately. Because I don't know if the 45 days will last till the next month, so.
No, the 45 days is from when, oh, I see what you're saying.
Today.
It'd be from the day they reject. Okay.
okay. Any further discussion?
There's a motion.
Yeah, Pete made the motion. I seconded it.
So let me ask this. It's rejected today. Let's say if it were to be rejected today. It can be placed on the agenda at another time or no?
It would have to be placed on the agenda because it's going to go back to the plan commission and then back
Okay.
to us in 45 days.
Okay, even if it's rejected, it's, okay. Okay, any further discussion?
And again, at the end of the day with this, this is about government not taking more than what it absolutely needs as it relates to subdividing land. That's what's at the baseline of
I'd like to
this.
say one more thing in response to that, if it's okay with you. Like every law, basically, or every ordinance we pass, there's relief provided in the ordinance in the existing ordinance for many of these, all of these items, really. They can come in and ask for waivers from all of these things that they don't feel are necessary, as opposed to not requiring them and then trying to get a developer or a petitioner to put them in after the fact. So that's all.
And those waivers, with all due respect, allow the bureaucracy of government to lead around taxpayers when they shouldn't be. So this should be a clean process with clear definitions.
We just disagree.
It's okay.
Okay, any further discussion?
Call for the vote, Madam Chair.
All right. With no further discussion, the motion's been made in second. Well, what is their motion? There is no motion. Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Motion is made, seconded to approve the amendments as presented.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I went through all that. Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Roll call. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
No.
Lay,
Pass.
Linda
Yes.
Bilski,
No.
Lay,
No.
Sia,
No.
Madam
Okay.
Chair, I'm going to request that what gets sent back to the plan commission is a summary that Ned provided.
That summary was already included in the presentation to the plan commission.
Something has to be sent back, or
I'm just saying that exact
Well-
summary was given to the plan commission.
Yeah, that's
And
where
it's-
my confusion,
Well,
that's where my, excuse me, I have a question. My confusion is this. I thought that Ned was giving reasons why we should return to the plan commission with further recommendations or amendments or whatever you want to call them.
Madam Chair, I agree wholeheartedly with what you just said, because that's exactly what we're doing. And they will go back, and I understand that they were there. These are concerns that the council has. The board will have to, even though they've been submitted before, they weren't addressed. So it's almost like an arbitration or a mediation. We're saying, no, please relook at these suggestions.
Well, we're not giving suggestions.
Well, we have to send back why we rejected it.
But
So
we're
this
not
is-
doing
this
that.
is- We have to. We don't have a choice,
No,
but if
excuse
this failed,
There's-
we're sending it back to the planning commission with why we rejected it.
No, we're not. We're not making any amendments to it. We're just rejecting it. What I believe, three choices: adopt as is with the amendment, reject it, or do an amendment and send that amendment to the plan commission. Or do we have to give reason why we're rejecting
I
it?
thought we had to give reason.
that's what was explained by Mr. O'Donnell.
Yeah, we have.
What are the reasons? Because that's not in the minutes. There was no reasons given.
That's what I'm asking. And I was,
Ned is not a councilman. He
I could read the, I think
sorry, no offense, but I mean,
we can submit those reasons as was read, but there's the original.
we've already voted.
And it's been rejected. It's going back to the
No, it hasn't been rejected. It just hasn't been approved.
vote. Right.
So I think that for a cleaner record, somebody should make a motion then to reject it or amend it to send it back to the plan commission.
Okay, we just voted no, though.
You voted no on the approval of it. So
Right.
I think a cleaner record would say that we reject it.
Madam Chair makes a motion to reject the motion, to reject the, ordinance.
No, I mean, we voted on something. Usually when we vote on something, it's off, you don't vote on it again unless you revisit it or, you know,
All
just,
motions must be in the affirmative. We simply, the motion was whether or not we were going to amend the ordinance. We said, we're not going to do that. So I agree with Mr. McDonald. We now have to say either we're going to amend it or we're going to reject it. And if we reject it, we must give them a reason for the rejection.
That's why I was doing it. That's why I was asking to include that summary.
Motion to reject it based on the explanation.
to me, it's, you have to place it on the, you have to place it on the
I
agenda
would
again.
appreciate if, in the statute,
Yes.
if the legislative body fails to act on the proposal within 90 days. So that, then it becomes the law.
We acted on it. Voted
Well,
to reject.
what you did today, I think, is somewhat similar to a no action. Like the councilman said.
No, we voted against it. We didn't do no action. We took action.
Wasn't there a vote, wasn't the motion to approve?
Yes.
It failed. It's a no action.
It was.
Again, I haven't read the statute, but Mr. O'Donnell said we have to take the subsequent action.
So technically, if we let it go for 90 days.
In 90 days, it becomes law.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right now, just floating. Very good.
right now it's floating. It's going back there. Right?
No,
No.
It has, nothing's been sent back.
It's like-
it's no action. It's like nothing happened. So after 90 days, if nothing happened, then it's approved as drafted.
Also, which this is interesting. When we do a no action on whatever, some other thing, it comes off our agenda for the next meeting. There's no action on it. There's no action to move it to a proposed date. Proposal.
That's right. That's what I'm stating. I mean,
I mean,
now you want to take action on something that we just voted down. We didn't
Well,
approve
We didn't
it.
vote it down,
We
we
didn't
just
vote it
didn't
down.
approve it.
Right.
So you can have another
vote it
motion
down.
about the same event.
I don't see
If
how.
If you had a motion to reject it,
Yeah, if we had a motion on here for a different ordinance, I mean, maybe there's exceptions because it's a plan commission ordinance, but this is an ordinance to say, whatever it might be. And we voted it, and it voted down. No, we can't move forward to suspend the rules. We can't take a second reading. It's done. It's off our agenda
We didn't,
unless someone makes a motion to revisit it.
we didn't explicitly reject it. We just didn't approve it.
right,
So
Well, what's the difference? I don't
It's-
understand the
It's a
difference.
no action.
there's no action on
It
it.
did
It's
fail.
like
The motion failed.
The motion failed.
to approve,
That's right, it failed.
but we didn't explicitly reject it.
And if you do nothing for 90 days, essentially you approve it, because that's what the law says. So
You did,
But we took action.
you did not.
No action.
Broke up the law. Why don't we follow Mr. O'Donnell?
Okay, I don't understand how you could say, to me, no action would be not even take a vote.
No, if a motion fails, it's no action. There's nothing that happened.
Yeah, everything stays the same.
Okay,
I will have to do something.
okay, what's the recommendation here? How are we moving forward with this?
Councilman Belsey's got the motion.
Madam Chairman, I had a motion on the floor, that could be recognized or reiterated, is to reject the ordinance
Yeah.
and present the recommendations to be reviewed by the board, presented by Ned.
Second.
Okay, I think can you read those? They need to be read into the minutes, don't they? I mean,
I read them already. You've got them already.
We can give, you have your copy written down.
I'll write
Give
them.
give a copy to.
I will give a
Jasmine
copy to
Forsley.
Jasmine, I promise.
Motion.
okay, was there a second to that motion?
It's-
Motion's been made in second. Any further discussion?
Discussion,
Yes.
the recommended language sent back to the Plan Commission is language the Plan Commission has already reviewed and still passed it at a 6-3 vote. Also, this received a favorable 3-0 recommendation of support from the Board of Commissioners as well. So I don't suspect that there'll be a great deal of change.
Madam Chairman, if there isn't an radiation, let's have some compromise. Let's work with the department. Let's get these changes. Bring us something back that's at least a little improved, then you might get a different result from me.
Okay.
No question,
Ro-
Madam Chair.
Yeah, I got it. Roll call, please.
Sam,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
No.
Bilski,
Yeah.
Neemeyer,
No.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 2 no, 1 absent.
I'll present this to the Plan Commission a week from tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. Thank you.
Juvenile Court, Councilman Ham.
Chair, in Department 4005, I move for approval of a transfer in the general fund from 63995 other services and charges, $10,000 to 62410 other supplies in the same amount.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent. Councilman Niemeyer.
County Highway 7002, we have, I'd like to make a motion to approve the grant application, grant approval, grant oversight committee, Indiana Department of Transportation fiscal year 2023 Community Crossing Matching Grant Program, second call.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded for grant application approval. Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-1 absent. Councilman Linda Mulder.
Madam Chair, make a motion to open nominations for the County Domestic Violence Fatality Review Team for the Protective Service employee.
I think we skipped one.
Yeah,
Prosecutor.
15 feet.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yep, I was looking at that, the nominations.
It's okay.
Madam Chair, move to approve the grant application and grant approval from the Grant Oversight Committee, Indiana Family and Social Services Administration, Division of Aging, fiscal year 2024 to 2025, Adult Protective Services Contract.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve grant application for the prosecutor's office. Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Now, I move to open nominations for the County Domestic Violence Fatality Review Team, the Protective Service employee.
Second.
Motion's been made to open nominations. For
Protective Service employee.
yes.
I move to nominate Twan Stokes.
There wasn't a vote on that.
Oh. No, we had to vote on it.
On the
I don't think it is.
opening nomination.
Yeah, okay, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, okay, motion passes to open nominations.
Move to nominate Twan Stokes.
Second.
Make a motion to
Any-
nomination.
Second.
Okay, with no other nominations, there's a motion to close nominations. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Move to seat Twan Stokes as the Protective Service employee on the County Domestic Violence Fatality Review Team.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I move to open nominations for the County Domestic Violence Fatality Review Team for the survivor of domestic violence.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to open nominations. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I move to nominate Shonda Hanft.
Motion to close nominations.
Second and.
Nomination, with only one nomination, the motion's been made to close nominations. Discussion, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I move to seat Shonda Hanft as the survivor of domestic violence on the County Domestic Violence Fatality Review Team.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to seat Shonda Hamp. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes 6-1 absent. I don't know if you recall, at one of the meetings I had addressed the sheriff about the animal control director being part of the domestic violence. So he put me in touch with that person. Come to find out that Shanta is the director over there at the animals. So we're getting 2 for 1. Yeah, that's great. All right, next on the agenda.
We had a turnover rate over there in that.
Yeah. Amendment, who's gonna take?
Madam Chair, I move for approval of the amendment to the 2023 consulting services agreement with Jean Ann Becker.
Second.
Motion's been made a second. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Or do I need no, I don't need roll call for that, do I? Or should I?
Probably.
Yeah, let's do roll call.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Councilman Lee?
Joint, excuse me. A local agreement between the city of Gary, Indiana, and Lake County, Indiana, renovation and maintenance at the United States Steelyard Baseball Stadium located in Calumet Township, Lake County, Indiana. As I understand, and I talked to Mr. O'Donnell gave me information, have they made the corrections to the?
Yes, I'm looking at it now. Jasmine, you have this most recent one where it's got,
Okay, and
it still says clerk treasurer, but we can.
As a result-
Treasurer part.
as a result, I would ask that the Lake County Council pass this, then a local agreement is returned to us by the Board of Commissioners.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. You know, I attended a few games over there this year and it definitely needs some renovations, so.
Well, they don't have much choice. It's a
Yeah.
contractual agreement they have. So, yeah, it must be done, and.
Yeah, it must be done. All right. Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I do have one other question for Mr. Now what happens with this?
Once everybody signs off on it, the agreement is recorded in the Lake County Recorder's Office and the purchase order can be generated.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair, no action needs to be taken on the vertical garden presentation. Robert's moving forward, going to the meeting. He's trying to get a hold of Commissioner Ellen, get on their agenda. And I might ask for a deferral to the October meeting with this item instead of no action. That way it stays on the agenda. And if they need to come back here and
I'll second that.
You know what,
If it's gonna-
no action needed. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
take it off. Better, it's just cleaner that way.
I agree.
All right.
Thank you for that. All right, any council people have anything to say or public comment? Anyone in the public wish to come forward? All right, no public comment? What's that?
Is it 1 PM on our dock? We have a.
1
special
PM,
session
1
today.
PM budget workshop. Yep, so we'll see you all here then.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Second, oh yeah, motion been made, second to adjourn. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Got to be here, right?